talk, so that's a quick one, and focus on the topic of identification of unutilized and underutilized cloud resources with optimization. For that, I have a speaker who is Shravani Nukareddy from JP Morgan. If I could have her up on stage.
I have to one. That's enough.
I have to execute.
Hi. Yeah.
Hi. Okay. I don't have.
How I need to change
Maybe it's just hit the green button.
this button? Change the slides.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Shravani Nukareddy, currently working in JP Morgan. So today I'll be walking through about identification of unutilized and underutilized cloud resources with optimization. We all know the cloud is a vast, dynamic, and complex ecosystem. Because of this complexity, the business also has to innovate and scale rapidly. So, cloud. So cloud is not just a technology, it's a backbone of the digital transformation. So we all know that the cloud resources, like 30% of the cloud resources are not getting utilized properly. So due to that, we have cost inefficiencies and we have a performance utilization as well. So today I'll be going through about. So in this modern world, so we have to utilize the resources in a better way to to for it's a crucial for optimizing the cost and enhance the performance. So this paper will gives a significant way for the cost savings and improved operational efficiencies. Coming to the problem here is like when the organizations are leveraging these cloud resources, they often face significant challenges in optimizing these cloud resources due to the lack of automated monitoring and cleanup mechanisms. We all know that the cloud itself will not be working to a single person. In a company, you'll be having a multiple teams where you'll be having multiple teams are working on it. So sometimes we are very new to this cloud, and what exactly we do is like we'll create a resources and we'll forget about it. Like that, we have a n number of people in our organization. It's not in one organization, we have a multiple organization, we all do this. So because of this complexity of this cloud, so it will be very hard to maintain the resources in a better way. So for that, we have to use the resources in a better way to optimize the cost and also to avoid the risk as well. So basically, I have given a list of unutilized and idle resources as an example. Here we have a compute instances, database instances, and load balancers, and IP addresses, snapshots, backup as well. It means the compute instances. We'll create instances and we'll deploy it, and we'll forget it sometimes. It's like it will not be running or performing any task. It will be idle for some time. So it's not a good way to practice and use the resources in a better way. And also we'll create a database instances, but there will not be any active connections for the database instances. And also we create a lot of APIs and we'll have a load balancers. But sometimes we'll have a high traffic. In that moment, we'll be giving a more resources to it, and it will have a high traffic that moment. But after that, so when we have a like load for few when we are loading a high amount of data, that moment will be having a high traffic. But later on time, we'll be forgetting to know about that load balancers, how it acts. Sometimes it will have a minimal traffic as well. So we have to identify all these things, and also we have a IPs and will be like static for some times and will create a backup and will not be getting utilized all these things in an efficient way. Like this we have a multiple examples how we use it, because sometimes we'll be creating an application with a high amount of memory like 10 GB, but it will not be getting utilized properly. So sometimes it will be getting utilized for 2 GB. So like this, we'll have so many things for this resources. It will have an impact overall, not only the cost efficiency and also the performance of the resources as well. So for this, like we have to identify a solution how we need to do these resources in a better way. Like we have a resources, like we have to collect the resources, because in the cloud we have so many tools to collect the data of the particular all the resources like CPU, memory, and also we have to analyze like how these are getting utilized. Like sometimes we have to observe the traffic of the each of the resources, how it is going in the peak time and in the normal days, how it is getting utilized, and also the database instances as well. Sometimes it will not have any active connections as well. And we have to collect all this data, and we need to identify the underutilized and idle resources. Means we have to keep a threshold. Like suppose if we keep a threshold of a 10 percentage, and we need to keep track of it, and we need to keep alerts and monitoring, so that we'll be knowing like if any threshold is less than this percentage, we'll be receiving an alert these resources are not getting utilized properly. So for this optimization strategy, we all know that we will be using auto scaling, right sizing of the apps, all this. So this will help us to utilize the resources in a better way. And execution and monitoring. So we have to keep a automatic monitoring tools, and we have to keep a alerting as well. And also we have to keep a regular audits for each of the teams, so that how the resources utilization is getting utilized, like for this month, what is the resource utilization of the each of the ones, and we need to keep a track of it. But it will be very difficult to keep a track of all of the things, because it will be vast, but we have to understand it. It will take some time, but we have to keep these things in a better way to use the resources, right? So it will be very helpful to organize the things in a and to use the resources in a better way. So example, I have given few of the use cases. Suppose in an e-commerce platform or financial services, media and entertainment, sometimes we have a sale. Suppose any sale which will be going for Diwali or something, that time we'll be having a high load of the on the services. But once after the sale, we'll not be using the resources in that way. So you have to use the auto scaling and right sizing of the apps and monitoring of these resources, and get the alerts of each of the things, so that you'll have a keep track of it, how you can maintain these resources for operational efficiency as well. So by addressing this business use cases, right, it will also like provide the business for a better view and also value to it, because business means they doesn't know like how we are going to use these resources in a better way. As a tech, we'll be have to identify and use these resources for to understand in a better way. So the final is like by implementing all these strategies automatically, like automatic alerts or all these things, right? So we'll be reducing the manual effort as well as the significant cost savings. At the last, organization, every organization is a need of a cost savings, and also to need to avoid the risk as well. Because you will be deploying so many applications, you will be having so many versions of the each of the applications, but for the regularly monitoring and audits time, right? So sometimes you have to update the versions and all, but it will be very difficult to update all these unused versions, which will have an impact on the working applications as well. So that you have to keep in mind that So all these resources, how we can do it in a better way for the significant cost savings and also for the operational efficiency as well. So the main challenges will be here data accuracy, because we'll have a n number of applications and n number of teams will be working on it. So to identify this also, it will have a lot of effort you have to keep on it. And like every time we'll have a version upgrades, and every time we'll be having a lots of data which will always be loading into your applications and all. So you have to keep track of it and you have to improve it. So for the data will always be like more and more. So we have to keep this regular audits with the team, like who will be handling this. Suppose you will have some person who will be handling this all this data and all, right? So you have to keep in with them meetings and like analyze the data, like for this month how much you have utilized it, and for the next time sometimes you will be showing the peak of it, like sometimes it will be getting increased and the next month it will be like normal. So you have to all this analyze the data. It will be little difficult, but you have to always monitoring this data. And also the implications will be like because of this keeping like creating a resources and not getting utilized, right? So you'll have a financial impact as well, because you have to do regular monetary checkups and you'll have vulnerabilities as well with the version upgrades and all. So you have to keep all this in mind, and when we are creating this new resources, because when everybody knows that cloud is vast, but everybody thinking to learn like a different technologies, but all these technologies are associated with the cloud. Because when you are a student and you really wanted to be in this tech world, so people are concentrating on the technologies like Java, Python, AML, but all this or revolves around this cloud. So when anyone is aspiring to become a tech person, or when you're in the career and you have to upgrade yourself, the cloud is one of the important aspect to keep in mind, that we should focus on the cloud as well. It will be really helpful for the students or any aspirants who really wanted to move in their career as well. So this is all about the cloud, like how we can use it in a better way so that we'll have a improved efficiency of performance and cost savings if you use the resources in a better way. And thank you everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity for Anita B. And also thank you JP Morgan for letting me know that apart from work, we can do more things outside as well. I got to know and I got all this courage to be on this stage. Thank you everyone.